r/datingoverthirty. Throwing Goy Amirites says, do you delete exes from social media? It seems so petty and juvenile for being in our mid/late 30s, but I wanted to remove a guy I dated last year from my social media. I just realized I posted about him in this sub. He just sits there on my social media, and I hate that he has access to what's happening in my life. He does not communicate with me at all, has bailed twice on plans to meet up post breakup, and even though we decided to stay friends he never texted me back. But sees my posts and stories. It's annoying me. The breakup was very hard for me, and I still think about it sometimes despite having had several dating experiences since then. I'm still a bit hurt, because he was someone pretty special to me in the short time we knew each other. Does it come across as petty to delete him now? I thought at my age I would have this all figured out, but I guess not. Would love to hear any stories, if you have/haven't, and what peace of mind it's brought. Illustrious Mind 7889 says, you can take a break from people on FB and limit what they see. Arc_00 says, petty and juvenile? It's juvenile to keep someone there that is a negative presence in your life, just to keep up appearances of how you think a mid/late 30s person should act. Get rid of them, march to the beat of your own drum. You got this. This is your story to evaluate, not his or the rest of the world. Miss Sweet Liver says, I have deleted everyone, except for one from almost 20 years ago, with whom we had a short relationship of sorts that never went beyond kissing. Short and sweet, that didn't make much of an impact, felt more like a friendship than anything else. BTW, an ex from 10 years ago whom I really dislike now, found me on IG, and viewed one of my stories today, and that was slightly unsettling. I have an open profile for personal reasons, and thinking of making it private. Miserable_parfait_72 says, do what feels best for you. Personally I mute stories and posts from almost every person I dated. I don't want to have my mind occupied with them. I only removed one person from my social media, blocked to be precise, and I'm grateful. Zelausidildivide6 says, I don't think it's petty. I've blocked several exes that were spying on my socials. I've moved on, forgiven, and have no hate for them, but I'm in charge of who gets access to me and my energy. If it bothers you that he's lurking, prioritize your needs, and protect your peace by removing him. MR_green1216 says, I don't have social media, but if I did, yep, deleted. Adultish Ractagino says, shit. I deleted my ex-wife back when we separated, and we have 4 kids. I added back to FB eventually, to share kid-related stuff. Status Pack 2891 says, yes, find it very healthy for moving on. If there was a strong, healthy, genuine, deep mutual connection, they were involved with your family and friends, you are both mature, and don't flaunt new partners, and had a very respectful breakup, and can imagine still chatting platonically in future, then I may keep them there on mute at first. But anyone else, out of sight out of mind is best. Atomic Witch says, I usually always remove exes and people who I went on a few dates with after it ends or fizzles out. My social media is all set to private as is, so if we didn't make a connection or something went awry, there's no need for them to still have access to my life if we are no longer in contact. 7cat6 says, I forget about them tbh, unless they post something or make a comment it's like they don't exist. RedRangeLO88 says, yes. Fred_Sav4Jess says, yup, they're exes for a reason. Blacksks123 says, I delete and even block all my exes, it's better for me as well and I don't have to deal with any more drama after we break up. Jolacanali says, it's not childish or petty. If you're no longer going to be friends, why stay connected on social media? Just so you can feel a pang of hurt whenever they post a picture with a new partner? Or so they can message you when they are drunk begging you to take them back? I believe in being consistent. If I have decided I will no longer be seeing a person, why would I keep their social media profile alive in my contacts? I believe blocking people's numbers is a bit childish, unless they actually harassed you. If someone needs to contact me desperately because I'm the only one that can help with something, fine. I'm not going to want to miss that call point, but anything beyond that is a waste of time and emotions. r/datingoverthirty. Dept_of_samizdat says. IG handles and profiles. Women, do you actually want DMS? I always assumed when I see an Instagram or Snapchat handle in someone's profile, it's because they were trying to build a follow account. But so many women seem to do this. Are there women on here who have ever actually put their IG handle in a dating profile with the expectation that a potential match will come your way? Do you actually respond to randos who DM you? I can imagine some people do this because catfishing is so rife on online dating apps, and viewing an Instagram account can give you a better sense of who they are. Does this actually happen? Canadian Ka says. I did this initially when I first joined Hinge, just thinking I was sharing some nice dog photos of my dog as a nice personal touch. But never will I do that again, lol. So many matches didn't work out. I was tired of removing people. Now I don't share social media at all, lol. Learned the hard way, mayo. Sleeplessness says. I've listed mine before. Low-key at the bottom of my about me mostly, so they can go see more pics and get a better idea of who I am. Mine is mostly hiking and travel photos. Very few selfies. Not a ton of people would DM, but occasionally they go to requests, so I just ignore them. When a guy lists his and we've matched, I'll go take a look and learn more about their hobbies, but I don't add them or DM them there. I look at it as more of an extended photos and about me, but I'm also in my 40s, and so are the men I meet. Not trying to grow a following, and it's pretty clear my account does not influence a status at all. Dalaki says. I always assume they are trying to get me to link in bio. So I tend to swipe left if it just says to DM on Instagram. However, if it is just included in a general bio, I will treat it normal. Cockapus606 says. Women who aren't after followers or trying to advertise their of don't do this. It's too easy for creeps to find you. I don't even have my IG linked through the app anymore. There's an option on Tinder and FB dating to link your IG without showing your profile handle, because someone went to the effort of going through the hashtags of some of my pictures to find my profile. Pineapple Predator says. It's literally just so you can see more about my life. In fact, please do not follow me. That is so weird. Bree999 says. If I were a guy, I wouldn't want to date a girl who loves Instagram so much that they'd put their handle in their dating profile. No thank you. Cuddlefrick Menal says. I refuse to link my social media. It can be shared later when I have built some sort of trust. r/datingoverthirty. Sometimus Intrepid says. How are people so optimistic about relationships? It happened, everyone. I 33 female, met an amazing person 36 male. He's smart, kind, gorgeous, hardworking, consistent, and we had the exclusivity talk last night after 3 weeks dating. He asks questions to understand what I want out of a relationship, and he does not seem to be love bombing me. It's everything I wanted after about 4 years mostly single. I'm so scared now. I thought I was not afraid of commitment. Yet, here I am. There are probably a few things into play here, such as me not being as attracted to someone who is emotionally available, or the fact that I absolutely love my single life. But now I'm also questioning if this guy has a Realistic view of relationships. I realize that I've become cynical when I see someone feeling optimistic and excited about a long-term relationship and get excited about it. Do they understand how much work and trouble goes into having a lifetime partnership? How hard it is to raise kids? How can he be looking so excited about a relationship already? What's wrong with me? I'm afraid I will jump out of this situationship before it can become something serious just because I'm scared. And it's probably a bit too early to talk about that with him. Has anyone been in a situation like this before? Do I just keep going? How do I keep myself interested besides my, perhaps unfounded, fears? Necessary_sky_7186 says. Slow down a little there. Agreeing to be in an exclusive relationship after 3 weeks of dating doesn't just jump to being married with kids. It sounds like there are some commitment fears, but that's normal. What's not normal is letting those fears spiral out of control to where you start making up excuses in your head for why a relationship will fail. If the relationship is working, going exclusive is a logical next step. See how it goes, and don't be afraid to communicate your concerns to your partner. Enjoy each other's company and have fun together. Then down the road you both can decide where to go next. Canadian Ka says. I think you're overthinking a tiny bit. I think if you like someone, you are of course excited to get into a relationship with them. I don't think this guy, being the age he's at, isn't aware of the work that a relationship, kids, and etc. requires. For me, 28 female, yeah. The boys my age are likely unaware as the girls alone are unaware. Lol. If you guys like each other and want to see each other more and compatible, I'd say it's a good start. You're not getting married tomorrow. Lol. Also, recently I've really learned this, that a relationship isn't about finding the guy who's perfect, but someone who has the traits to grow with you and is compatible. Because let's be honest, we are all still growing. But regardless, we are all still growing each day to become a better person. You want a partner who will continue to grow with you. Someone will support you and encourage you while you encounter life's challenges, and someone who will do the same for you. Inverterata Tramp says. Do they understand how much work and trouble goes into having a lifetime partnership? How hard it is to raise kids? How can he be looking so excited about a relationship already? Just had an insight that those of us who partnered up in our 20s probably never even came. Frick, I'm close to asking questions like these. Not saying either way is better or worse, just struck me as a big difference. I'm divorced, obviously. Wide_confidence_4291 says. Yes, in the same boat as you. I think some of it comes from witnessing a unhealthy and unhappy marriage growing up. Unaminimalista20 says. Don't think about the future, just enjoy things in the present, and things will slowly start revealing themselves. r/datingoverthirty. D1FF1 Cult1ND says. I'm not sure how to handle lack of exclusivity. There's this guy I met on a dating app mid-April. We have been on 8 dates so far, about 1 or 2 dates per week. He seems pretty awesome, makes time for me, plans dates, pays for most things, cooks dinner for me, we have similar active lifestyle, family values, etc. We are moving quite slow physically, we didn't kiss until the 5th or 6th date, and we haven't had sex yet. We have cuddled, and I slept over one time. He always tries to make our dates as long as possible. I'm ready to date only him now, as I don't have time nor interest to see new people right now. However, he still has 2 dating apps installed, and he's still receiving messages there, as I see notifications on his phone. I don't know how active he is in dating others, given his availability to me. We either see each other or talk most days. I don't think he has actually been on a date with someone else for the past 2 weeks. However, if he is still swiping and chatting, I take it he isn't fully interested in me. This is starting to bother/hurt me, and I'm not sure I can or should allow things to move further while I don't know we are committed to seeing each other only. How can I bring this up? Should I? And if we aren't on the same page, should I stop seeing him? Full disclosure, pretty much all of my past relationships were casual/with unavailable men, and I'm anxiously attached in romantic relationships, far most likely, so I'm afraid to self-sabotage a potentially good thing. On the other hand, I'm dating with intention for a committed, serious relationship and don't want to be led on or disappointed. Too long, didn't read, been seeing someone for 6 weeks, regular dates, some intimacy, no sex. I'm now seeing only him, and I'm bothered by him still being on dating apps. Should I bring this up? If so, how? And should I walk away if we aren't on the same page yet? Eater, I didn't originally mention this in my post, but last week I told him that I had deleted the app on my phone, although I still have my profile there, and I have a hobby where I meet many men. Yesterday when he showed some insecurities about me going out and possibly hooking up with others, I told him his issue with it doesn't make sense if we are still seeing other people. I told him this would be different if we decided to date only each other, and that I'm waiting for his prompt for that. He seemed a bit uncomfortable with the conversation and said something like IDK. So while I didn't make my stance clear, I gave him an in, and he didn't take. Specificity now says, it's really important to not give him exclusivity until he offers that himself. If he hopes you don't date, but he gets to, that's way too messy of a relationship where you will consistently have unmet needs. Dig your heels in about what you want. Ask him what he sees for his love life in the next few years. That will tell you if he has the potential. Make it clear what you're holding out for. It will either filter out a bad match or make you more attractive. Bucketsoff Poo says, my view is, when I like someone and want to keep pursuing, I don't swipe. You can really like someone from the first date. Maybe you decide at the third date. But if you are actively keeping your options open and searching and conversing, then it's a deal breaker. Especially at 8 dates. If I like someone, I'm not going to sleep, date, talk to or swipe on someone else. While we may not be exclusive as per SE, that's often because society has created this expectation of us to keep our options open. No, it's not a relationship, it's just respect and something that you will prob not tell the person you are dating as to not to appear to be coming on strong. But yeah, I guess I'm super selective on who I even message on old prob 10% of matches I converse with. I would very much hope that is the same for the person I'm pursuing. Certainly if it turned she had been sleeping with someone else during the dating period or had actively pursuing dates people after 2 or so dates when you start deciding you actually like them and are comfortable with them, that would be a deal breaker. Talm says, date 8 and no sex. I'm not saying he's wrong or defective, but something is up. I bet he's getting his needs met elsewhere, B, inexperienced, or C, has issues with intimacy, i.e. is avoidant. I told him this would be different if we decided to date only each other. This was a very clear prompt. You asked him to get closer, and he didn't answer. Instead it made him uncomfortable. You sound like a really nice person and you want more. This is a bad start. Don't waste your time. Sorry. Insufferable pedant says, as others have said, I think you should just talk to him and explain that you want things to be exclusive. Dating apps are hell, and I've become way too invested way too many times to put all my eggs in one basket anymore. As long as the relationship isn't exclusive, I keep checking in on the apps, even if I'm really interested in the person I'm seeing. Once we actually have a discussion and decide that things are going to be exclusive, that's when I know it's good to delete the apps and focus my attention. Until then, I just assume that she's continuing to look as well. r/datingoverthirty. Illustrious _M_93 says, breadcrumbing, do you confront or leave while you still have a shred of dignity left? I 34 female, dated this guy 35 male for 2.5 months. Great connection, great conversations, similar interests, great effort, kindness, respect, something promising, both wanting relationship, etc. He called it off because of long distance, different cities, 4-hour train, expensive as hell. I agree, it's valid. It stings, but I move on and start dating again. What follows is a series of 14-month-long breadcrumbing situation where he would initiate messages that include things like, I miss spending time with you, I'm thinking of you, just wanted to say Merry Christmas, hope you're doing well, you're one of the few people I've had the most pleasant time with, you're a reminder of the type of people I want to be around, thank you for sharing the warmth of your heart with me, time with you always felt right, how about today I fricked you plur, seeing a picture on IG. You get the gist. Popping up with these short and frequent messages that go nowhere of substance and then disappearing for months. And so my heart flutters, quietly, and so on. Throw in some lingering feelings from my side and a great deal of empathy and you get this. Last time I tried to pin it down, I suggested a phone call to say hi and catch up. He said, sure, next week it is. But yup, that's right, he disappeared for 10 days and came back saying he's so sorry, with no excuse, that he'd actually rather meet in person whenever he's in my city, heaven knows when. I didn't reply and not planning on it. Thinking, if he's been that interested surely he wouldn't miss the opportunity to speak with me, no? Not to mention risk losing me in the first place. I finally admitted the truth to myself. I've been breadcrumbed. Surely he'll come back, as he always does. Not sure if I confront him, ask him what he wants, or leave his messages on read, or change my tone to where it's short replies, thanks, you too, I'm busy, I can't meet, have fun, what would you? Galaxy Hitchhiker 42 says, if you have an Instagram account, look up Therapy Jeff. He released a short for benching. You might find it helpful. Akos says, he might be breadcrumbing, but you're being a pigeon and picking up every crumb that falls. Recognize your part in it by responding every time I don't need explanation or a confrontation. You just need to make a decision. Wish him well with his life, be polite but firm in letting him know you no longer wish for any communication, then stop. No social media, no responses to anything, just block him and be done with it. Independently, you may want to explore a bit further why you're willing to keep entertaining such an unsatisfying link with this guy for many months longer than you ever dated him. Slumbervich says, he just wants to make sure he could still hit it, probably. Ambitious _chapter 636 says, does the fluttering make a noise? Like a purring cat? V0L4Till3 says, dated for 2.5 months. That was just getting to know each other. I don't see how you could emotionally invested so deeply in someone you barely knew. I'm sure in between the pauses he is giving his attention to someone else. Fulivax 2022 says, ghosting him seems like a good option. He is in your past. Stop allowing him to remain in your present. No_telephone_9954 says, this isn't going anywhere meaningful for me, and I don't feel a shred of a connection with you. Thank you for your interest, but I'm looking for something more genuine. Good luck. Unlucky Leadership 23 says, next time he gets in touch, say something like, hey, I think it's best if we don't keep communication as our goals aren't aligned and this is getting nowhere. I wish you the best though and good luck. That's all for this video, thank you for watching, please subscribe.